So we're going to start this podcast a little differently. I'm going to start with an announcement. And the announcement is this will be the last podcast of the 2021 year. We're so happy you came along on this ride of this full 2021 year. For us, our first full year, started halfway through 2020. We appreciate all the likes, the comments, the dislikes, your concerns. I'll call them your concerns. We appreciate you being here with us. So join us for the last podcast of 2021. We will, what's that?
I was just gonna say, did we ever do like officially like our what was the fucking thing where we get to bitch about everything? What have you been calling it?
Festivus.
Oh, Festivus. We might hop on for that.
When is that actually?
It's actually on a Thursday night.
What is it? New Year's or what is like
It's the 23rd.
23rd?
Yeah,
is Festivus.
It's
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Festivus is for the rest of us. So as of right now, we'll be back with live streams on January 4th, back with podcasts on January 7th. And if we do a Festivus, we'll do a community post on the YouTube page to let everybody know, and we'll try to plan that out. Let's just make it by the 17th. We'll let you know.
A week out.
Yeah, give you
A week out. Other than that, I wanted to start with I'm drinking tonight a local brew distillery. It's called out of Roseville. It's called OPP is what the name of it is, which is funny because who doesn't like that song if you're my age? And it's a hazy fruited sour, and it's OPP because it's orange, papaya, and passion fruit. What do you got on tap there, Blake?
This is like a tip of the cap to the push the point guys. They like to do this too.
100%.
So I'm drinking where's it at? There you go. I'm drinking a Hefeweizen. That's like one of my favorite style of beers to have is the old Hefeweizen. This one is a Bavarian style and it's made by Uteppels, which is a brewing company here in Minneapolis. So they're like the Bassett Creek area. So not too terribly far from my house, but they have this is like my favorite local Hefeweizen is this Uteppels Hefeweizen.
It's kind of funny because it's just kind of accidentally turned into us having
purpose?
a beer while we do this.
It's Hefeweizen and it's Uteppels. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm saying it like, you're
yelling at him for pronunciations. I mean, I'm the one that usually.
I'm not.
No, I know. I thought he was channeling Jason.
I'm not German, so I don't.
Some of us just don't know. I mean, it's hard stuff. What do you got over there?
So here's my argument for why I would pronounce it Hefeweizen, because I don't say burrito or chipotle. Because I don't pronounce things with an accent. I don't pick single words, and it drives me crazy when chefs do that. They're like, "We're going to put a little chipotle," and you're like, "You are the whitest person from Midwest America. You do not say chipotle. You say chipotle. Just say it like a normal person.
Chipotle, like a goddamn Minnesota.
Chipotle. Mispronounce it."
Well, I didn't know.
What do you got?
So I usually don't start my drink until like halfway through the cast or even after and when I'm editing. But since you guys are both drinking, I've got a whiskey pepper here. Is what
I knew there was gonna be whiskey. I knew there was gonna be whiskey involved.
Like if given the choice, I don't like beer's fine. I like beer. I like a lot of different types of beer, but whiskey, man, single malt is just like. Nothing better than just like a good single malt whiskey. So,
yeah. I mean, if I'm not drinking beer, I usually drink vodka. It's my preferred
vodka.
It's vodka. It's vodka.
I'm a rum guy.
Vodka.
It's vodka. I drink my vodka just on ice.
Tequila. You drink tequila?
It's tequila. Yeah. So. I've noticed I've been saying a lot more than I ever have.
Yeah.
I was editing in a video for Blood Bowl for my other channel, with me and Mason playing. And I had to cut out so many ums. I'm like, what? When did this happen? When did I get back to saying ums? And it pissed me. I was like legitimately yelling at myself while I was editing because of
You
all
know what
the
it
ums.
is? I noticed because we did it a lot early on, and I'm sure we still do it, but not to the point ever where, at least in like the last 6 or 7 months, where I've felt the need to edit some out for the sake of fucking keeping it going. I think that it's basically just our comfort level with everything. We're so confident like in ourselves now, for better or worse, that we just say fuck it and go with it. I'm sure with Blood Bowl, like learning the rules, not being certain on stuff, like you're probably hemming and hawing all the time, which is normal.
I mean, that was some of it, but I just need to not say anything. So I'll work on that. Hopefully I don't do it in here. But I just did, so I was a little upset with myself.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Dude, I remember early on editing, I remember re-listening to it and being like, I need to edit the fucking likes and the ums out of this shit because it's fucking unbearable to listen to. And I know it's probably worse because I'm the one listening and editing, and you hear it more, I think, when you're doing it or when it's you.
You're looking for it.
You're looking for it, but
sure.
goddamn, I was like, this is. But then, do you guys remember that when we were talking about like, okay, this is what we did last week that like we need to fix or like work on?
Yeah,
you know,
we would try to adjust those things.
Yeah, which we haven't had to do in like fucking 8 or 9 months.
So there's 3 exciting things coming up. And one of them just escaped my mind, so I'll leave that one for
Blood
last. So number 1 is welcome back, Bronson. You've been away for 30 days or so.
Yeah.
You're moving in a new house. Finally getting the video back up. I was hoping the studio was going to be a little better on the background. I know you're still working on it, but I was like, I had really high expectations for this amazing studio. I mean, it's good, but let's step it up just another notch, Bronson.
Yeah. So
but welcome back. Good luck on your move and sorting shit out.
I spaced a little bit because I knew that Bronson had taken a little break and done his move, and I know that we got super close in Orlando. So when you said welcome back, Bronson, I thought that you were referring to No Nut November, and I was like, you got really close with them. Like you're like real tight. You know, you guys on Reddit?
I don't know
or
what No
anything?
Nut November is, but it's something I would personally never
partake in.
Yeah.
Jason's been married too long to be thinking about that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Jason's on that No Nut January through whatever your birthday month is train.
No. Complete opposite of that. That is
okay.
You shouldn't
Jason,
be married.
Come on, we don't need to hear that. We don't need to hear that.
I'm just saying you don't need to be married. If you're on that train, you just shouldn't be married anymore. Okay, you need to to find something else or
figure something out.
No, it's funny. I was just actually on Reddit, and I don't know if anyone partakes in Reddit, but yeah, that's been like the big thing. No Nut November's over, and now it's DDD, Dick Destruction December or whatever.
I don't even know what these are. So the big, what I think, why can't I remember what topic number 3 is? You guys
are we doing a separate channel? Are we going to do a separate channel for Blood Bowl?
I personally don't want to. It's just too much work.
Yeah, I don't have the energy.
No.
Fair enough.
So the announcement that came out, just not really an announcement, just kind of events sporadically popping up is ProQuest. So it's the
store.
I'm going to call it the Spring Road to Nationals because it's the same damn thing. They just have a different name of it, but it's the same thing. ProQuest.
Well,
it's the same thing.
So technically it's different because the ProQuest gets you invites to Pro Tours that you can only use for the Pro Tour events. Yep. So you can't
but you did it Road to Nationals. You got a PTI.
Road to Nationals specifically got you an invite to Nationals. A qualification.
Oh, I thought they got their PTI on that.
No,
it was specifically a qualification.
No. Well,
qualification.
Well, I will say this: they're both in the exact same tier on the tier 1, 2, 3. They're both tier 2s.
Mm-hmm.
The ProQuest starts. I think the closest one I saw was in February. Was the soonest
9th, right?
Yeah. I think it's after. It's like the 9th. Isn't the weekend of the 19th is the first one?
I think so.
Oh, is it 19?
Because I think
That is a
it's
9.
like 2 weeks. It's like 2 weeks after Everfest drops. or
There's
something.
one.
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
one.
That's right.
There's one in a different state that's actually before Everfest.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I'm almost positive. I could have read it wrong.
Huh.
I could be
Yeah,
lying.
I don't know.
I really don't know.
Good luck.
But I know of 3 that we're going to be having locally. One was posted. It wasn't posted when I looked at the event scheduler today. But the source was up on there. But Virals wasn't on there today, and it was yesterday. So that was a little strange. And then
Yeah,
you said TGG's getting the other one for us
TGG. Yeah,
locally.
TGG is gonna get one. Yep.
So those
they've got one
3.
coming.
Which were I'm surprised there wasn't 1 or 2 more. Really surprised Atlantis didn't get it. Not
Yeah.
sure what happened there or why
That's kind
they
of a
did.
bummer. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah,
Like they've been.
They've been supporting the game since day
The only
one.
thing I could think of is like volume of events, maybe, because I know they do weeklies, or is it?
I don't know if they do weeklies or not.
Yeah, I could only.
I thought
all
they
could
did.
think
I
of
thought they
was
did
volume.
Mondays. I thought they did Monday weeklies.
Maybe.
It's on the event schedule. Yeah,
It could
I know they do
also
weeklies.
Yeah, it could also be, to be fair, it could be like the volume, because one of the things that the gem software lets them track is the number of players that are coming to your events and how often they're playing. So if stores like TGG are hosting their
20
on
plus
demand
person events,
Yeah.
or whatever,
they're hosting 2 times a week.
what's Atlantis
they're-
usually get weekly? Like, is it just like 4 to 8
yeah,
or
I don't-
something?
I don't know, because I know like
know either.
Viral's been hosting twice a week, and on Saturdays a lot of times it's 12, 15, 16
Yeah.
plus players. They're big events, and Source always hosts everything. So like Source has been in since the beginning, and they always host big events, and they always host a lot of players.
They
so
were just late
every
to
time they
the
host
event
something, so-
game. Yeah, they had a bunch.
Yeah,
yeah,
they-
because their
gaming
space
center
wasn't
closed
yeah,
down.
their space wasn't open.
Yep.
But ever since they've been there, ever since they've had it, they've had big events.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they were
usually-
officially the first ones locally to
Carry it.
carry it.
They are number 1.
Yep.
So-
Anyways, yeah. So I'm excited for
Quest are
ProQuest.
exciting.
ProQuest is gonna be sick. Like, especially with Everfest, like shaking up the meta. That's gonna be fun. I really like.
Yeah.
I liked the whole timing of nationals and the last callings after Tales of Aria. Like that. That's always fun because you always,
Yeah.
you get to run into new stuff, get to play new stuff.
This one will be
I-
interesting because with nationals, like you were trying to have to figure out best built, right? Like if you wanted to play Lexi or if you wanted to play Briar, like Briar kind of solved itself very quickly. But if you wanted to play Lexi or Oldham, those decks took a little while to kind of flesh out. Now it's interesting because with Everfest, we're going to get a bunch of cards that kind of simultaneously give buffs to everything. So
Mhm.
the ability to test everything is going to be near impossible
Yep.
for people. So there's going to be a lot of like theory, deck theory around what you're going to see, because you might not have time to put reps into your deck and also enough reps into playing into every deck, right?
Mhm.
Like, because
I think it's gonna be knowing card pool, just knowing like,
Yep.
okay, I'm playing Katsu. What's the new ninja shit that he could
What's the
have?
new
Like, it's gonna
stuff
come
that
down
could-
to
yeah.
And it also is going to depend on order of release schedule for preview season, because the earliest card's going to get the most practice due to TTS or
that's
make
valid.
proxy. So you might have a 10-day advantage on the first card, depending on what class it is. And that could make a huge difference.
Especially
Yeah.
because it's all just supporting current stuff, so you don't have to wait. It's
Right.
not like Tails where, what am I going to play a half an Oldham deck? When I don't
Mhm.
even know what the other half of the cards are. It's like, no, you're going to get, as you get the cards, you can just slot them in, test them out, which would be really interesting.
Which reminds me of part 3,
Segue.
component number 3.
Yep.
And that is, this will have a bigger effect on ProQuest, and that is the ban list that comes out.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
But there'll
Yep.
be plenty of time to prepare for that. So we're
Yeah.
going to do our speculatory. Maybe you want to see something. I know there's something I definitely don't want to see, and every time I read it, it just cringes. And I know we've already got into it on this card before, so we're probably going to do it again. I really hope they don't ban Plunder Run. I'm just don't ban that card.
I hope
I
that
like
they
that
ban
card.
red and blue Plunder Run. Red and blue plunders.
I'm fine with
can get
yellow
banned.
too, but I just don't want to see a
No,
ban
So,
period
I
of Plunder
want
Run.
yellow.
So here's what I think is going to happen. I think nothing will be banned.
I don't
think
either.
I think Plunder Run will be put on the watch list. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to talk about Plunder Run, kind of like appease concerns that they're watching it, and then they're not going to ban anything. Actually, if they ban anything,
I bet it's going to be
funny enough, they're
Duskblade
going to ban. I think they're going to ban Duskblade completely.
in Blitz.
It's going to just be gone. Yep.
We could see that.
That's an easy ban.
Yep.
To be honest.
Just because
Doesn't hurt
like
anybody, doesn't hurt anything.
I mean, we even saw locally the skirmish season just didn't have the pop that it had last time.
Yep.
Like there was
yeah.
quiet events for skirmish season,
Mhm.
which we never would have seen in the sorry, I got distracted by the Vikings game. They're trying to blow a 29-point lead right now. There was only 16 of us at source or whatever.
Yeah, which I mean was the last one. So
Yeah.
like you,
I just
kind of
that, I mean
expected.
that
I
was
think-
was that the only one I went to? Did I go to another one? No, I went to the one at Highlanders and there was 10 of us.
Yeah,
I
I
played
think,
a deck I never played before that I built the night before. So
yeah, I think overall it just I think there were a lot of people who weren't super excited for going back to Blitz. Funny enough, I'll go ahead and just say it because that's what we do here. But I would just like to say we told you so. Everybody played a bunch of constructed leading up to nationals. Locals were on constructed. All of the events were on constructed, and now Blitz season comes around, and people are like, "Yeah, this.
why
I
are
don't
we
like
on
this
why are we
version of the
playing
game.
Blitz? This is stupid.
Can we just get back to constructed? Like the Blitz season, skirmish season, just kind of. It just
Give
didn't
me a
have the
full-
same energy.
Give me a full sealed and draft skirmish season. I'll play skirmishes. I just don't want them to be Blitz.
yeah, was
The only-
not enjoyable. Was not excited for it at all this year. Could care less about it.
The
Put
only
about zero
reason-
time into it.
Only reason
both-
I went
both
and played
skirmishes-
is
Built the deck the night before and just went ham with it. So, Jesus, why just the Jason? God,
You're
And you
fine,
get
dude.
smacked
Don't
over
point
here.
them out. It's
There's
fine.
shots all around me. No, I'm bothered by my.
No, I because we did. Was there 2 draft skirmishes that we did, and then the Blitz, and I just brought Benji for the Blitz, and that was fucking trash. That was bad. After I threw my game to Jason, well, we kind of threw the game to each other, and then you ended up taking it. But
I mean, I didn't shackle in game 2 one time, and I was playing chain, so that was sweet.
the perks of
And-
playing decks that you haven't played since last time we were playing Blitz, which was 7 months
Which
ago.
I probably could have topped 8 and had a chance if I would remembered to shackle.
What are you
But I
gonna
don't
do?
care.
That's right. If I would have remembered that 2s are unblockable, I would have been able to sneaky one away from you.
Kano.
Let's cover.
Kano, dude. I should have just played Kano,
Errata.
even though I'm not practicing.
Yeah, well,
I should have just
Blake
fucking
was
done it.
smart. He wins 2. He plays Kano. It's my favorite guy, but I'm like, I don't want to play him right now. I just didn't want. I didn't feel.
Yeah.
I want to play him really bad and constructed. I didn't want to play him in Blitz, and Blake didn't want to put time into Blitz. So he just pick up the deck he knew, which is the smart thing to do, and just play that one.
Yeah. I just
Got 2 razor bats for it, so.
yeah. Jesus, Adam walked
he-
away from.
I
skirmish.
do think
Son of a bitch.
with the whole errata ban
Yeah.
that they better. I really want to see an errata, and I think they should. It's smart just to errata Briar to elemental in her, earth and lightning cards for her non-attacks. I just think that's a smart way to build that deck.
The only thing that would make me say, yeah, she needs, because I don't think she needs an errata for the current, like the meta. The meta as it stands, I think, is going to develop itself around this Red Aggro Windsbriar. But I would understand if they put out an article that said, we are toning back Briar to not push us so far ahead. Every set that comes out with new heroes making them slightly better. This one pushed us a little further ahead than we liked at a faster pace of getting better than we were hoping for. So we're going to pull her back a little bit just for the sake of future sets not having to push as hard or as far to make them viable. So like I would be okay if they said something like that, if they felt that Briar was a very difficult answer or pigeonholing the meta too much. If that was their rationale, I get it. If they're just looking like from a competitive stance where it is now, I would be surprised if Briar was as represented or as good as it was at Nationals, because that was the new hotness. No, like people didn't have time to figure out answers to it yet. They just had figured out the aggro deck, which is typical of early metas. I think that I would be fine with either way. I guess either way.
I disagree with everything you said 100%.
Cool. Hit me.
Yeah, I just don't. Briar's going to be represented still fully. She still is. The problem with Briar versus like your Oldhams and your Bravos is if you're an Oldham or Bravo player and you make a mistake, you lose. You can make a small mistake on a Briar deck and recover your next turn and still output 20 damage. Yeah. When you have that kind of leeway in this game, it makes it very intriguing to a lot of players. There's not many people that can pick up an Oldham deck and learn it quick enough to do well. Even Bravo, you look at Bravo locally, and then you look at Bravo Kale style, where he just takes it to events and constantly tops, and people are like, oh, it's an easy deck, easy deck, easy deck. Then why don't you play it and win with it? Because it's not an easy deck. It's very hard to decipher exactly when you block, how you block, what card, determining what's in their deck so that you can swing back big and try to game tempo. It's not an easy deck to play. If it was, everybody would be playing it and winning with it.
Who said
Briar's an easy deck to play?
Who said it was an easy deck? Who's been saying that?
Well, no, because that's what is going to knock out Briar then? There's Guardians, so that means more people have to play Guardians to knock out Briar. It's hard to play Guardians to knock out Briar. That's why I disagree that Briar is going to disappear from the meta and correct itself.
Oh God!
Because
no. Briar's not going to disappear. I'm just saying that there's not.
You say it's going to correct itself. How is it going to correct itself unless you have a ton of Guardian players?
I mean, I think one of the issues,
if the field's if the field's going to be 35-40% Briar like it was at Nationals, I'm just going to practice more Kano and get better at Kano.
So, I think so. Here's the issue. Okay, I think one of the issues with Briar is less the fact that what she does is super degenerate in terms of like her damage output, because Boltyn and Katsu can have those damage output turns as well, where they just like, hey, here's 20, and but also
it's just
here's
the
hit
lack
effects.
Of thinking required for it.
It's the fact that the deck, it doesn't require you to sequence combo cards. It doesn't require you to sequence the pitch cards with what charge cards and how to charge them, or to set up for second cycle. You just vomit out all the cards. The problem with Briar is that not only is it easier to play, but the decks that target it are really, really hard to play, because the best decks to target Briar are Oldhim, Bravo, Kano, and Viserai. I don't know if people have played those decks, but those decks are hard as hell to play.
Yeah.
Every single one of them requires an insane amount of sequencing to properly put it together. Viserai, people are like, oh, well, you just OTK her. And you're like, right. Do you know how hard it is to get to the OTK and to cycle through your deck and burn through your defense reactions and clear your defense reactions so you can Sonata and win versus Sonata and whiff? It's like that's a huge challenge to do, and to do it efficiently and not die before you do it. Bravo and Oldhim, as much as people want to be like, oh, you just block. It's like, right. But blocking efficiently and slowly chipping away at their life, so at some point you can kill them, because Sting, ball is just the way that they win that game. You have to time your kill turn with their no block turn. And it's like that people just don't realize how hard those decks are to master. And then Kano speaks for itself. Like, yeah, Kano can kill you in 2 turns, but do you know how hard it is to sequence that deck to kill someone in 2 turns? Like, that's not, you don't just go, haha, I deal arcane to you. It's like, no, you need to chain it all together and sequence the effects stacking correctly and make sure you hit all the right things at the right time. And it's like, I don't know. The issue with Briar is the fact that the decks that target, or what is targetable in terms of how you do it, is complicated to do. So it requires an intense amount of practice and strategy to counter it, which means your average player won't invest that time. They're just not going to do it. They're just going to play Briar.
I was looking at it more broadly, I guess. Wide. Yeah, I guess I was looking at it more broadly as like there are enough answers out there to entice people to I mean, because if you know and you're not going to be on, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck me.
It's just hard. It's hard at an event if you're looking at your decks and you go, okay, I can either play Briar,
Yep.
and hope that I just
Or I can practice
RNG
super
the meal.
hard on something else.
Yep.
It's like I'm just gonna fucking play Briar.
Because the other decks also, every single one of those punishes you for one bad turn. If one turn is just a minefield and you step on a couple landmines, you just die.
You take
You don't-
damage when you shouldn't because you get greedy
Yep.
on Bravo or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, that's just the end of you. Yep, I get it. I got you. You have convinced me. I can admit when I'm wrong.
I'm curious if developers, so this is something that they brought up on Arsenal Pass that it actually intrigues me a little bit, and I'd be curious your guys' thoughts. So do you think that the devs just missed that like the non-elemental stuff was good in the deck, or do you think they noticed it, realized that the deck was absolutely garbage tier without plunder runs and without Scar for a Scars, so they let it go through? Because if you think about what the number of elemental cards that Briar has access to, if you just made it Earth, Elemental, and Lightning, I think she'd be really bad.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people wouldn't be bothered by.
Yeah.
People aren't playing Electrify right now because of the fact that you don't need to play Electrify because you can play Plunder Run. So then people are going to put in multiple colors of Electrify. You're going to put in a more variety of Weave of Lightning. I'm not sold on Channel Mount Heroic. I haven't played that version, so
I just think so. I'm curious if what will happen is they leave Briar alone and they say they're keeping an eye on it for after Everfest comes out, because after Everfest, she'll get access to another set worth of support. Theoretically, there will be Elemental, Lightning, and Earth cards that she'll get access to, which might diversify her card pool enough to give her access to enough cards to say, okay, now we're going to errata her, and we're going to, because she doesn't need those cards anymore. And it's possible that her power level, you get access, or it's possible that she just corrects herself and people go, man, there's a better version of her with these elemental cards now that we have Everfest.
Do we think, okay, so I was thinking about this the other day. There's no precedent set for the first supplemental set having like the sub classes, like the elemental ranger or whatever.
Yep.
Do we think that there's going to for sure be like elemental, light, dark in this supplemental set, or do we think that all the just classes are gonna, like, warrior's gonna get a handful of shit, Runeblade's gonna get a handful of shit, not elemental Runeblade or whatever, lightning?
So I wouldn't be surprised if there's not specifically elemental Runeblade. There are elemental cards. So there's Runeblade cards, and then there's elemental cards, but there's not necessarily elemental Runeblade, right?
Okay.
So maybe there aren't, because an elemental card in theory supports 3 classes if it's just generic elemental.
Right.
Just like a light card would support 2 classes. So it's no different. Like, light cards supporting 2 heroes is no different than a warrior card supporting 2 heroes.
Yep.
So I think that there's
that's what I was getting at, was like I don't know how much space they're going to dedicate to like a specific like elemental ranger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I
or
could see
specific like earth cards or lightning cards.
Yep.
Because if you make cycles of those, maybe those are the cards, maybe those are some of like the majestic cards that they just, you get 1 card so it doesn't take up 3 card slots. Because if you put an elemental ranger card that's has the full like cycle of cards, that's 3 cards that you're dedicating to 1 hero, versus if you just make a ranger card or an elemental card, it supports 2 or 3 heroes and can take up 3 slots.
Yeah, they'll just do it the most efficient, is my opinion. Yeah. Whatever the most efficient way is how they'll have to do it to fit that many classes into one card pool and still have decent pulls. So efficiency will be key to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you might get your wish of getting your just standard illusionist aura. I wouldn't be shocked to see a young illusionist either.
That'd be cool. Like that like woodsy fairy. Remember the Christmas greeting card last year, or like the Happy Holidays card, whatever it was, the New Year card with all the different characters that we dissected.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lady that's got like the wisps of magic coming off of her with like the branches in her hair and shit.
We really should have redissect. We'll have to do that in the first one of the new year. Let's redissect that picture and see if we can find any matches to things that have come out since that picture has come out.
I'm really curious what the mechanologist support's going to be.
I think the heroes that are going to be most, I think the mains that are going to be the most excited and that are going to be chomping at the bit are going to be wizard, ninja, and mechanologist people, because those are the ones that have been sitting on their hands. Like the fact that you still in Kano are forced to run so many, and you're not forced to, but at the same time you kind of are forced to run certain cards that you don't necessarily want to run. Like Whisper of the Oracle, it's really good. It's op 2. It's a blue. It blocks 3. It's a 0 cost. It's amazing. But it's a whiff on Sonic Boom, and it feels so bad when that flips up. And things like that, if there are just generic common replacements for those cards that say wizard on the bottom, at least then you don't just whiff on certain cards in the deck that allow you to do things.
Whiffing on Sonic Boom because it's not a wizard card feels bad. It'd be nice to have a whisper. I mean, Gaze of the Ages is kind of whisper, but it just needs more blue cards like that.
I would love to see like the classes just get like their generic support replaced with class cards, like the mechanologist thing I was talking about last week. Just swap me out. Give me a mechanologist energy potion. Give me a wizard energy potion. Give me a mechanologist fucking
wizard energy potion.
I want a wizard Toma Faendal that says if you banish off the top of your deck, gain life equal to the amount of cards in your banish zone or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like so that then it requires you to try to banish more. Something like draws, but then allows you to try to banish more into that zone. I don't know, something cool like that would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they would like help replace some of the because there are certain classes that actually care a lot about their cards, their class cards. You have Briar on one end of the spectrum who just doesn't care. It doesn't matter if it says Rune Blade or generic, or it doesn't matter. You just play the best of certain cards. But then you have heroes like Kano and Dash, and even Katsu in a lot of ways, who really, really care about certain either class cards or like cards with certain keywords on them. And like Katsu, if you gave Katsu just better cards that said the word combo on them, that would make such a huge difference for him. Or I've always liked for like Ninja, if they gave Katsu something that could be played off of either like the leg tap or the surging line.
I would love
a finisher that references Rising Knee Thrust or Mugenshi.
I would love a starter that's like this card counts as head jab or leg tap. You know, it's just that'd be fucking
I just
awesome.
think that's more convoluted than like a finisher that allows for a little more flexibility, so you don't have to just get pinned down into being like, I have to go surging whelming Mugenshi. If it was like
another finisher, like a shorter finisher, like a third combo finisher for whelming line, or for
after whelming, if it could be played after whelming or Rising Knee Thrust, so it could become the third piece in either leg tap or surging, would be crazy.
Call it flying kick. No, wait, that already exists.
I just want another head jab that looks like that. I know that's not your favorite, the pop art. I
fucking hate that. God, I hate that.
I like that card.
It's not good. It's the whole like, you know what? Actually,
I like it a lot.
I will defer. I think that knowing that fucking carnivals exist in Wraith, that pop art is totally fitting with the world of Wraith as I now see it. So give me carnival bullshit.
It's something
I got a funny carnival thing
at the carnival.
So
pop art ninja.
Yeah, comics.
Best like
woohoo, we're bright and fun. Fuck
best
you.
Like we're supposed to watch this show Peaky Blinders, right?
Oh my god, it's so fucking good. We're on season 3 right now. 4.
So I mean 4. I don't know if maybe it's just slow, but I think we've watched 2 episodes and I'm like just meh on it right now. So maybe it gets better.
It's
but
one of those
in the
shows that-
background where he's getting the horse and they're flipping for it with gypsies, which reminds me of Snatch a lot.
Yep.
But in the background, there's a carnival with the red and white tent in a Ferris wheel. And I started laughing my ass off. I'm like, I wonder if this one pisses off Dane. Oh, look at that. There's a red and white tent with the fucking
You know, it's in the
Ferris wheel
19.
back
You know,
there.
it's in the 1900s, right? Like that's
Yeah,
in,
I do.
the last.
Yes.
It's in like,
Yes.
the last century.
But it's still funny. It's just funny because the whole thing happened. And I'm like, it's
you
like
know, in that
literally the
scene,
picture of the effect.
all of the knights walking around with swords, right? Yeah, I get it.
I mean, they're still riding horseback and there's gypsies. So
Yeah,
I mean,
the knights and swords.
seems
Yeah, for sure.
Everfest.
Yep.
They didn't have any magic though, so
Just
Screw
Dorinthia
them.
getting on a Ferris wheel. Makes sense.
no, but Bravo probably has. Probably where he does dirty
yeah.
things. Never mind. Anyway, Blake, what'd you have for results?
Yeah,
you had
you got,
some
you got
results.
actual data.
Yeah, you
I
have
just
data.
pulled up. Well, I mean, I don't personally have data.
Go
I
over
have
the
Power
skirmish
Nines.
season results. I'm gonna watch to see if the Vikings blow this. They did just score to get back up by 16,
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens here.
They're by 16 with 10 minutes left. They'll be fine. So, no, so this is just Tower Nine's the data he has. So I am curious. All right, so I'm gonna pull it up. We're just gonna talk about it. So, who do you guys think were the 3 most represented in top cuts
For Blitz?
for Blitz for the skirmish season? Were the 3 most represented heroes?
Kano, Chain,
Purely.
Chain.
Briar.
And Briar.
Kano, Ira, and Briar.
No Chain, huh? That does shock me a
Chain-
little bit.
Kane he's down the list a little bit.
Really?
So
Okay.
in order of top cut representation, we have
Yep.
Briar at number 1, Ira at number 2, 15 top cut places. So it's 78 for Briar, only 63 for Ira. After Ira, it's Kano at 54. So he drops down a little bit. Then Dorinthia at 53.
Okay. I can see that.
Player, it's a new player event.
Yep.
Obviously, people who
Yep.
don't see it. After that, it's Oldham all the way down at 37, and it's Chain at 27. Which is really interesting to me because I think Chain is crazy in Blitz. Like his ability to just go.
Yeah.
He's
Um,
really
he's
good.
nuts.
He's pretty
Yeah.
nuts.
I went 2-2 with him, and I played him horribly. Like you couldn't play him
it
any
was
worse
dog shit. Yeah, Jason played
than
him
I
dog shit.
did, and still got 2 wins.
Yeah, so that's the so the only heroes who didn't have a top cut representative were Cobdane, Shiana, Benji, and Datadol.
And who dated all?
God damn it.
Datadol, yeah.
If I would have won
Benji
that
in
game
this-
against you, Jason, I would have. That was my up or down. I was at the landing.
I probably would have
on
done
a
better if
sp-
I would
on
have
a
lost
fucking
that.
split level. And it's either I win against you, and then I see a bunch of the fucking matchups that I want to see, or I lost to you, and I just saw a bunch of fucking Reinars and shit.
So it's
Which
interesting to
Reinar into
see-
17 life tells me to get
Yep.
fucked a lot of times.
I mean, as a Kano player, he says the word intimidate. I'm like, okay, do I think I can kill him right now? Because that's
it's
he could
turn
kill me.
0. It's turn 0,
Yeah.
but can I kill him?
can I kill him right now?
Because he could kill me.
Easily
he-
kill.
Yeah, he could easily deal 15. Can I deal 20? That's that. Or can I just make him give me a card so I can't deal 20? I actually killed. So everybody I killed at the last skirmish in the top cut was I sniped people from 17 life, 18 life, and 13 life with Kano,
Yeah.
which was absurd. And I
See,
think
I
at every matchup I was on like 1 or 2.
I selfishly just don't
Seems
want it to be
right.
blitz anymore because I'm good at sealed and draft. I want to just like I don't know the last time I went like 1 in X. I don't know, that's not the usual like denominator or whatever, but like X1 has been like always what I go, or X0, whatever. I just want to play sealed and draft because I can fucking win with that. I can't win with fucking Benji.
So here's the next question the next question I'd be curious to get your thoughts on. Top 3 in terms of wins.
Like just raw wins.
Who
I
won
know Kano's got a
skirmishes?
lot.
Interestingly
Kano's
enough,
got a lot.
Kano has less than you would think.
Oh, well, all the results they're putting on the Fab TCG site has a ton of Kanos topping.
I bet if chains
Not
were
topping.
getting,
This is specifically winning.
I bet if
No, that's
chains
what I mean.
were
That
getting
first
there,
place-
they were winning. I bet if chains were getting to top, they were winning. So I think top 3 has a chain.
So no.
No. Okay. Never mind.
Oldham. I'm gonna go Oldham, Kano, Ira.
Right. So Breyer won the most at
Okay.
14 right now. That's obviously there's some data still coming in right now, but it's not by a lot. Believe it or not, Dorinthia won 12 skirmishes.
Shit.
Which blows my mind.
Really?
Kano's at
Fucking-
10, which is the same as Ira, and only one behind Oldham. Oldham won 11 skirmishes.
Okay.
Yeah, if he gets a top cut, he wrecks Ira's. He'll wreck Dorinthia. Yeah, he pretty much. I can't play him in skirmish.
Yeah,
in
and
the
he
Blitz.
puts a weird thing on Kano where, like, as the Kano player, you have to try and just kind of poke a little bit of damage and then set up for stir forked at least
Mhm.
one blazing, if not double blazing, which is really hard to pull off.
You have to set up a lot. Like you have to commit to
It's
the long
a
game
lot
for
of
that.
yeah, which is really hard.
Okay, that doesn't shock me. I guess, like, for fuck's sake, learn how to block Dorinthia or / not block Dorinthia. But
I think that's probably that's the thing that reminds me the most that skirmish season is very new player friendly. When they say we want lots of new players to come out, I go, yeah, that's cool. Let's let new players come out. And then people are like, yeah, Dorinthia won my skirmish. It's like, what?
Dorinthia is also very good into Kano.
She is.
Very good into Kano.
She is. The issue is she should be playing a lot of non-Kanos. Like Breyer is real bad on her. Like if you're playing Dorinthia, Breyer should just go no blocks and then just blitz you for 20 damage.
That's what Breyer wants to do anyways. So just by saying no
yeah.
blocks, by doing what you want to do, you're telling Dorinthia to get fucked. You're not getting a single reprise, and you're losing that race. Like
that was part of the reason why I played Chain in the last skirmish is because I thought there'd be Dories. I'm like, Chain's got one of the best armor blocks of any character.
Yep.
And there's going to be at least 2 or 3 Dorinthia show up trying to prey on the poor and the weak, and I'm just going to armor block the shit. There was not one Dorinthia I saw there.
Did we have
No,
any
yeah.
Dorinthias running our blitz? I don't
Nope.
think I saw.
I haven't seen one. Now I kind of regret not playing it because we had enough new players.
No, that was a good reason to, because we do have good players that know what to do in Dorinthia.
Right, but it still would have been fun because even good players.
Yeah, I mean, I played Benji. Fuck me. I don't give a shit what you play.
Right.
So like the thing with Dory is that if somebody chooses just to not block you and you open with a blue and an Iron Song, or if somebody chooses not to block you, you open with a blue and any other card and then 2 like out for bloods or something, right? You can just go swing for 3 and they go, I'm not going to block that. And you just go, cool, 9, pop my boots. Then I'll swing for, I'll pitch to the last card in my hand. I'll activate bracers if it's a yellow. Then I'll just swing for like another 6. It's like you can basically just snipe somebody from full life almost in one turn. But that's the thing is like turn 0, if Dory swings the Dawn Blade, you just block your whole hand.
A whole hand,
just,
yeah.
Like anybody who doesn't block whole hand is, unless
you're
they
just
pitched a
getting
red.
greedy and asking to get punished. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is
that's why Dory going second is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's infinitely. That's why it always does kind of blow my mind when people play Dory and they're like, I'll go first. It's like, really? You want to? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Burn
I'm going to block with my whole hand and I'm just going to draw up.
Sneak one past me.
Yeah.
And the
It's,
Vikings
I don't know.
just picked it off.
That's an interesting one to me is that Dory, but again, it's a new player thing. Chain only had 5 wins, which is only 3 more than Reinar.
Yeah. Bring back seeds. Fucking
So-
don't at me.
I mean, blows my mind that, you know,
No, I don't think he was
How
played
does-
that much because people rather just play Briar. If they're going to play
Yeah.
Runeblade, once again, it is easier to play Briar than it is Chain.
Yeah.
Because you might have
Easier.
to, you might have to put some stuff on the bottom of your pitch with Chain and not play a card because it's not the best sequence at that time. So you have to do things that aren't just play the 4 cards in your hand and fucking slobber. Yeah, just fucking
Yeah.
puke all over the place.
Yeah.
Here's my cards. 20 damage.
Just play. If
Block
you're playing
it.
Briar, don't be a bitch. Just play open-handed. Just fucking put it all down and be like, "This is what's coming." And like, I'm still
That'd be
gonna
kinda
win.
fun.
Still gonna win. Just this is what's coming. Heads up.
That's her errata. That's Briar's
You have to
official
play
errata.
open-handed. I
Play
fucking like that.
open-handed.
Actually.
Your hand.
I like that. It's like you can block. That's fine. I'm just still gonna play non-attack, snatch with go again and into fucking yeah.
Yeah.
It's good
The
shit.
only thing that
Good
changes,
shit.
the only thing
That's,
that changes is the lightning press. But even then, it's great because, you know, a lot of times it's like, oh, here's an entwined lightning. I'll fuse with lightning press. There's a plunder run on the stack too. So if you don't block it all,
Yeah. What
oh,
are you gonna
didn't
do?
block
Big
it, I'll
non-attack.
arsenal it.
Plunder run from Arsenal, plunder run from hand, snatch, open handed. You showing him a lightning press and a scar for a scar. It's like, let's go. Hope you're ready to block 14 this turn. Or I'm drawing 3, motherfucker. Like, yeah,
Yeah. I don't know.
good times.
It is
good times.
The interesting thing about it is that, like, technically it doesn't have. I think what happens is a lot of times, like, Briar is kind of like Chain back when Chain was just crushing everybody in RTNs,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a lot of them get to top cut, then they kind of eat themselves, but also you run into players who are playing Chain and Kano and Oldhim who are very good players and have chosen to play not the best deck, but they counter. And then what
Mhm.
ends up happening is Briar makes 78 top cuts and only wins 14 events. Like, that's Chain RTN numbers
Yeah.
where they get to top cut, but then they run into either a bunch of other Briars where they have to hope that they pray to RNGesus and they're blessed more than their opponent, or they end up in a situation where, like, they
I love how
they
talking.
like
I love how talking about Briar. Like Jason just cannot be bothered to pay attention. He's like, you guys
he's
fucking
just-
talk about
You
it.
hear every word
Fuck
you're
it.
saying. The Vikings just blew it. That's an 8-point game. I'm sorry. The Vikings are on right now. I'm watching it. I'm watching it while we do this. I'm not hiding anything. I don't just watch it from the beginning. It's all
not going
Briar
well.
all the time.
I've got it up on my I've got it up on my secondary screen. I keep clicking over to
Mhm.
check it.
So let's go on to living. I think we've beaten the skirmish
Yep.
horse dead. Let's you have more numbers from tower number 9 of living legend status.
Which one
And
do
then
you
some
want
point
first?
totals?
You
This is
want
only
blitz or
for-
calling?
Blitz, right? Okay.
I
want
have
the
living
calling
legend for
totals.
constructed.
No, you know what? No,
Constructed.
I want the blitz totals first because
First?
I care less about those.
Okay, blitz first. Who do you think owns the most points
Like total,
total?
not just from the season.
Should be free, but
I'm gonna cheat and look at what this for Blitz.
for blitz, who owns the
Ira.
most lifetime?
Dorinthia.
Ira owns the most. Ira owns the most. Thea second. So now we'll just talk about this season. So
Mhm.
who got the most points this season towards their living legend status?
Well, Briar, because you said she won the most, right?
There you go.
I
I
can
was trying to-
figure out
I was
the
trying-
man.
Good job, man.
I was trying to
Crushing
give you
it.
an easy one. So total overall, Ira is way in the lead with 226 points. So
What's living legend for blitz? 500 or 1,000?
1,000 still.
Oh, still 1,000.
1,000.
You can. The beauty is you can. You know.
Oh no,
you
it's
still-
500. Threshold
it
for young
500?
heroes 500.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 500. I thought it was 1,000 still. So that's interesting. So she's halfway there almost.
Oh.
So
But
Didn't
nobody
let
really
her-
played her as much as before. I mean,
No.
there was some true helmet fanatics out there that continue the helmet every time, and God bless you for just keep grinding away with Ira. God bless you.
Okay.
I hope
somebody
they-
showed
I
up at our
Want him to get
somebody
one.
showed up at our last one with Ira, and he made it to the final.
I think that
He
we
didn't-
should all
he didn't
commit
get it.
every time blitz comes up. We should just all play Ira. Everyone there, we should just walk in with fucking 20 Ira decks, Just pass them out to people. Be like, we're all playing Ira. Fucking suck it. We're just gonna wreck. We're gonna get as many
player deck.
points as we can.
Just play the new player deck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got
Just
to play the
Ira
new
welcome
player
deck.
Ira.
I am 100% game for that.
So after Ira, it's Dorinthia, but who do you think is after Dorinthia in terms of? Oh, actually,
No. Shit.
Kano is in fourth place.
Chain.
Briar.
Chain is.
Yeah, okay.
Chain
All right.
is
All right.
because Chain got 63 points in seasons 1 and 2. So in the last skirmish season, he got a bunch, but then he only got 15 this time. So significantly lower.
That's
number.
right, because we were during that skirmish season, our meta was pretty fresh and not a ton of like practiced Kano players. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Makes
So
sense.
So the order is Ira, Dorinthia, then Chain coming in third, and then it's Kano. Kano's only got 54. He's a long way from getting banned. So all you people who
soon.
all you people who bitch relentlessly when I was like sniping people with Kano and they're like, "Oh, Kano's so dumb," you're gonna have to live with him for a long time. So he's not
Every
going
time
anywhere
Blitz comes
anytime
up, you all will suffer.
Well, the reason why he's not dumb is because you just look at your what you were 2-2 going into top
Yeah.
8, and
soon. I was 8 seed,
but that's what I'm saying. It's like
8
he can
seed.
brick harder than any deck can out there, but then you have to battle back. So you get an opportunity. That's probably the last matchup people wanted to see come in at a 2-2, but there's 2 2-2s that are coming in, and one of them's Kano. He's had 2 bad games. He's probably not going to do it again. So those are already gone.
I got the
That's how
bricks
statistics
out of the
works.
way. So
You
got
checked
the
them
bricks
off
out of the way
list.
and
Yeah.
Swiss. I'm coming in hot, baby. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just the way. That's just the way it is. I always tell people I'm honest about it. I'm like, look, I don't like playing Blitz, and I know people don't like playing against Kano. So my attitude's very simple. If I'm not having fun, nobody's having fun.
I would have killed to play a fucking Kano. Just because, like,
chose Benji.
Huh?
You could have played Kano.
No. I mean, like, play against Kano. Because like you and I have played that matchup so much that I'm like, I know it. It's like that would have been a 4-minute game, and I would have been like, no, you win this. I didn't see my sigil, or no, like, no, you got this. Like, or I get it. I'm at 11 when I'm going for lethal, and I've got a sigil in Arsenal. Whatever it is, like I've just played it so much that that would have been a really comfortable game.
So now on to the real interesting one.
Thank God.
So
take a moment.
Oh, please.
Collect yourself.
I'm collecting myself. So now we're going to move into classic constructed living legend points. Who do you think reigns supreme?
I think
who's the king? Who's the king of constructed? Or queen? Could be. I don't know.
Well, you started with king, so let's go there.
I say Chain.
He still reigns supreme. 442 points.
Wow.
Long way from banned.
That's still that's pretty quick for the first major season that we've ever had. Started in September and it's December, and he's almost halfway there, 40% there.
He got 400 RTN points. Just so we're clear. 400 RTN points. That was where most of his stuff came from. Who do you think is second?
Whew.
Probably Briar.
I don't think so. I'm gonna go.
Ding 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 ding.
It is Briar.
Is Briar?
She got that many points in
406. 406.
Fucking get them.
She got 400 points from national season.
Yeah, I bet
that's insane.
I bet that through like this because what's the points for ProQuests? Does it say there?
ProQuest isn't much. ProQuest she only got 6. She only got 6 ProQuest points. I think it's 6-3 or 6 per win.
6 per win.
6 per win.
Because I mean, if we got ProQuest season coming up where there's going to be fucking across the world like 200 or whatever it is in February, it's like even if
that's another issue.
She wins half of them. That's 600.
You're just going to start banning heroes like crazy.
Well,
not if
see
it's
that
balanced. Not if it's
So-
if heroes are
here's-
splitting
yeah.
wins, it's fine.
So here's the interesting thing,
Yikes.
right? So the counter argument to that is Chain sits at 442, she sits at 406. So like they're like one hot ProQuest / Road to National season away from potentially just getting banned. Like they're gone, right? But
Mhm.
Chain
Down to
hasn't
one
really
Rude Blade.
Chain. You're right. Up to 3, down
That's
to
why
1.
they now we know why they keep printing them, because they know they're gonna get banned so fast. They're like, just keep printing them every set. We need another Room Blade. Why? Because they're so good, they're gonna get banned. What happened to
Yeah.
Viserai? We're not gonna talk about Viserai, okay? He's gonna get good. He's getting good.
So here's the thing that's interesting about that is those two heroes could see like one really hot ProQuest / like if 2022 they produce at the volume or like the percentages kind of right, they might be banned before national season. I think Chain has a much lower probability of getting banned because his success rate or his numbers have fallen off
Oh yeah,
dramatically.
like he
Like-
spiked downwards.
Chain went way down, and I think Chain exists in a world where Chain isn't going anywhere.
He's
So
fine
anybody
now.
who doesn't
Yeah.
like playing Chain, he's totally fine. They've got him perfectly balanced. I like playing against Chain. He doesn't bother me at all anymore.
Yeah, I think
Fire-
that Chain's a great. It's
Yeah.
Chain has
It's a strong deck, but it's
it
not
has
broken.
just slid its way into like the fucking stable of good decks now. Like,
Turn
which is
itself into
totally
a
fine.
very good deck with a very skilled pilot, which I
Yep.
like.
Yeah.
It demands you pilot it well and you play it correctly, which is exactly what you want to see. But since Chain has fallen off in terms of like gaining points, I don't see any reason why Chain will be banned anytime in the near
Mhm.
future. He's a long ways away from it because he'll pick up wins here and there, but his points won't increase at the rate. Briar, on the other hand, has the
Mhm.
potential in a ProQuest season to get herself banned before we even hit Road to National season.
Mhm.
Because they like it's each like season, I think, is when they
Mhm.
so like after season they'll basically look at the points totals and see if someone needs to be
So-
banned.
So, what do we have numbers on how many ProQuests are being run like worldwide?
Not
'Cause,
yet.
I mean, there's fucking 4 in Minnesota. So I'm
The thing is,
assuming that
there's
there's
3.
100 in the United States, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't
that-
surprise me.
Yeah, 100. Like, some
Mhm.
states have 1, maybe, whatever.
Yeah.
So if there's 100 in the United States, safe to say that there's 200 worldwide. So even if Briar wins half of them, like not even
Right, she'll get herself banned. Yeah,
like that's 600 points. That's banned,
Mhm.
right?
ProQuests are 6 points each.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's the thing is like she exists in a world where she's going to correct herself if they don't correct her.
Yep.
So I mean that's where it's kind
mean,
of fine.
That's
It's-
what I was
it's
talking
annoying.
about. That's what I was talking about when I was talking
I don't
about.
think she will correct herself.
No, correct
that?
yourself in the sense that she wins
sense that
600
she'll just-
points and then
yeah,
she's
if she
fucking
gets-
gone.
She's just living
Oh, I
legend
got what you're
status.
saying.
Yeah. But so I guess then the question is here's an interesting question. So now that we've got that, who do you think is number 3? If you guys had to guess, who do you think is number 3 in points?
Bravo.
Nope. It's a
Ooh,
hero from Welcome to Wraith though.
Katsu.
Tori or Katsu?
Katsu. It's Katsu.
Mm-hmm.
294 points. Katsu owns.
Fucking Turtle Katsu, man. Raking them in early.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got a bunch early. He got some legacy points. He brought 100 legacy points in with him. So then that's where it starts to get interesting is after him it kind of gets muddled together and there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 heroes who have between 100 and 200 points.
I like that. I think that it's totally viable. That like because if you think about it, once Briar's gone, what do the Briar players move to? A smattering of decks, right? Because like the Briar players aren't all going to play Chain because they're all a bunch of fucking helmet wearers that want to, play something. Is that offensive? Is that too far? Calling them helmet wearers? I feel like that's too much.
I don't know. That
No, I prefer wearers of helmets.
Wearers of
Wearers of helmets.
Grammatically corrected. No, like I think that they are too. Like they're probably what's the deck that they go to? I don't even know. Is it fucking
From Briar? Probably
Yeah.
Katsu.
After Briar gets out of here, what's the deck that all the Briar players jump to?
Well, Katsu's a little harder.
What do we think the split is? If Briar gets banned, what do we think the tree of players that were on Briar, where do we think they spread to? A 0% go to Bravo and Oldham, I bet.
I think it depends on what they perceive as I think there are a lot of players, good, bad, and in between, who exist in a world where they always play what they perceive is the best deck. And I think that that's true of every game. People will play what they perceive is the best deck, even if it's not. Like a lot of people played Chain because they perceived it was the best deck and then moved to Briar because it was perceived.
Yeah. Well, I think Briar is probably the best deck right now.
Yeah, right.
Well, Briar
no,
is not for
I don't know
people
if
that
she's
are willing
best.
to practice. No,
Yeah,
but
I think she's the easiest deck. Yeah, she's an easy switch.
Okay, to clarify, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm specifically talking about the people that aren't on it for the reason of it being like the most represented Briar deck, so, like, right? People, I'm talking about the people that are on it because I don't have time to practice. I want some free wins, or I want
they're red deck wins.
They're the red deck wins bandwagoners, exactly. So like, what deck do they all go to? I don't even know.
I think they go to Katsus and Boltons, something that's really aggressive that can be punishing.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think either of those decks is
Bolton even needs equipment to make him.
Dude, Bolton just needs a halo of illumination for fucking charging.
That's all he needs.
And he's gonna
just charge it.
Great.
Yeah.
Get rid of one bad hand and he's better. Because usually you get that once a game. You get a bad hand.
Or just a way
to run those cards.
I would be curious if I know one of the points that was made, it might have been John, somebody in the comments made that actually the other interesting thing is a card for Bolton where you can get a card out of his soul. Because sometimes you're forced to charge cards that you don't want to charge because it's the only target in your hand that makes sense at the time because you need the other things. Like imagine
maybe not get out, replace a card.
Replace it, swap it, right? You can trade it. Yeah, like when you charge this card, add one card from your soul to your hand or something.
Call it supercharge. Because supercharger. Pull a card back out. That'd be fucking dope for specialization, actually. Yeah. Just be like,
that'd be cool if you're playing DBS if it's called supercharge.
Supercharge. Yeah. Mega nitro charge.
Charge times 2.
Carnival charge.
Charge SS3 charge. Charge SS2.
Now how about how fast we drop that game?
That game didn't last long.
That was so funny. It was just like a weekend. And Robert was like, I'm playing Fab now. And all of us were like, we sold out of DBS now.
Yeah. As soon as the last couple people trickled in that we were waiting for, we're like, yep, no, we don't want those cards
anymore. As soon as they transitioned to Fab, we're like, yep, fucking out. Let's go.
Like, I'm outie. So I don't know. The transition is the interesting thing with from Briar to what? Because I think a lot of people will just chase best deck, but I think that's what's interesting about Fab is that if Briar didn't exist, what's the best deck in the game?
Prison.
It makes it super interesting because then
who do you think
now
if Briar didn't exist, I think
Prism gets way better.
I would be
sure.
Yeah, that would still be fucking.
I don't think there's a best deck, and that's probably good.
Right, which is what I'm saying. I think that it's pretty balanced, but also we're degenerates, and someone will figure it out.
Someone will figure out something, bro. They'll be like, "Man, this thing in Briar was really good. I should try it in Katsu." Just instead of
world of the internet existing, as soon as people figure out play lines, like that shit's common knowledge.
Yeah,
unless you're being secret about it. But
so this is, I think it's interesting actually because do you guys want to guess who the next batch of heroes are? What do you think the other heroes that exist in that 100 to 200 ranges?
Sorry,
how many? 5? You said
there's 5. Yep.
For CC, so we're looking at places 4 through 8.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Can you repeat the question?
I mean, so I don't know the order, but Dash is in there.
There was 3 seconds left. I had to watch last play. Come on.
Who do you think the 5 heroes that have between 100 and 200 are?
I think Dash is in there, and it's
Dash
carried,
has to be in there, right?
It's carried sufficiently by Matt Rogers' results.
That's one of them.
What is one event? Did Oldham get enough points by winning a couple?
No.
Oldham he does exist in that
what?
world.
He's in the top 8? Fucking
Yes.
hell!
He has exactly 100 points.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's number 8. I think it's probably safe to assume, or is he tying somebody?
He is. Yeah, he's in number 8.
He's number 8. Okay. All right. Oh, F. Leave a comment, and then never mind, because you're just gonna listen to the rest of it, and then
Callings
pretend
are
you're
worth
smart.
100 points, just so we're aware too.
Oh,
I have no
that's-
idea.
He
Okay,
literally
Prism.
got it for it. Yeah. So Prism is in there. She's at 178.
okay.
She actually she's pushing 200. She got some RTN points.
Yep. I
So
mean,
who else? We got
I don't even.
Prism, Oldham, Dash. We got 2 more.
what were the
that
top 3
have
again?
made
Could you remind me? You guys
Okay,
have
so
me drinking whiskey
Briar,
before I'm editing.
Briar, Chain, and Katsu
Okay.
are
Briar, Chain,
our
Katsu. Yeah.
top 3.
And then we got
And then we've
Dash.
got
Oh, Bravo's
Dash.
got to be in there, right?
that's right.
Bravo's in there. So
Reiner.
we got Dash, Bravo, Prism.
There's 6. Sorry,
Oldham.
there's 6 in 100. I
Reiner.
discounted 2.
Reiner.
No, Reiner has 24.
He's not doing so hot.
He's
So-
a long ways from being banned, that's for sure.
Dash, Prism,
Yep.
Oldham,
Oldham,
Briar. No, Briar was
Weird.
top 3.
Briar's entire, yeah.
My brain's no
There's-
longer functioning on
There's
this.
3 more. You're so close.
God damn
You're
it.
gonna just have to tell us.
Believe
Just
in
tell
you.
us. This is fucking
Okay.
miserable. I'm so not keeping track of shit.
This is bad. This is bad TV. Bolton has 140.
Yeah, I believe that. All right, I'll buy that for $1. Let's go. Next.
Bravo.
I said Bravo.
owns 100. Yep.
Yeah, we said Bravo.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. He owns 154.
Okay.
And then finally, Dorinthia,
Oh, Dory.
who,
yeah.
Okay.
who has 138.
Legacy points, or what's that coming in with? Where she got?
Her and Dash got 40 legacy points. Katsu got 100.
Yep.
She got 78 RTN points, and she won a nationals somewhere.
Oh, that's right. That was like Lithuania or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
For
if
the
I
life of me,
offended you. I don't remember.
I don't remember where it's either. Dory shouldn't win a nationals. I'm just gonna say it. So I'm not sorry if I offended you. Dory should not win your nationals. She just shouldn't.
But
Shouldn't.
she did. So there's that. And power to everyone who played in that nationals.
You can move countries.
Where did Dory win?
I have no
What's
idea.
What's the cost
Finland.
of living there?
Finland.
Was it
What's the
Finland?
cost of living there?
No, I don't know. I'm just
Finland.
making that up.
Oh,
was gonna
God,
say, it seems like a
I
nice
was like,
country.
oh, thanks for looking that up, because I said Lithuania. I don't want to be a jackass. You're like, no, I'm also just going to be a jackass. Let's look. Nah, not worth it right now. All right.
Yeah,
we
that's
are
a-
at an
that's a lot of
hour.
digging.
We're at an hour 10.
Yeah.
So
So
we're good.
I think that we're going to call it.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
No?
I guess I know Blake's not in this camp. I'm excited to take a little break away from everything for the rest of the year and relax. And then, because I know once January hits, the grind will be hot and heavy for ProQuest tours, and so it'll be a nice little break for me.
I think once again, I'm kind of like the middle ground with this. Like Blake's like, I don't need a break ever. Don't give it to me. Jason's like, I need a break absolutely to refresh myself. And I'm like, I don't need a break, but I know that having one sort of does revitalize me a little bit in the sense of like getting more motivated to play again. So I don't like, I could keep playing Fab for sure right now, but I get it. I'll take a little refresh. We'll focus on some Blood Bowl, get our shit painted up and play that and have some fun relaxing over the holidays with family, and then come back totally refreshed. Sorry, Blake.
I'm a
Just
degenerate.
deal with it.
I'm a
Yeah.
degenerate, so I'll be
Blake-
at locals.
Blake's gonna be scratching his neck. So
I'll be at locals nonstop. Ever.
Hmm.
Still
It's
go
just
to
what
one
I
or
do.
two,
yeah, I'm not gonna
I'll
stop playing Fab.
unless there's weather, and then I'm just
be
gonna
at
stay home
like
and drive.
I'll be at like 3 a week, 4 a week.
Yeah,
for the
that
holidays.
def.
I don't
I'll
understand.
try to
I
make one.
still don't understand how. Like, your kids are so fucking chill. I don't.
I mean, my
I
kids
don't
are
get it.
my kids. You've been around my kids. My kids.
Yes.
Literally, Eric came over one time to play board games when my wife was out of town. The kids were upstairs when Eric got here, and at one point he got like spooked because all of a sudden there was like noise on the stairs coming downstairs, and they just like came out and they walked into my kitchen, and he looked over and he goes, "You've been here the whole time?" Like, he was here for an hour. He just heard nothing. We're just upstairs quietly keeping to themselves. So my kids are super chill. They're gonna be on break. They're gonna be on winter break for like 3 weeks. So
Which doesn't mean anything for you, which is what's crazy to me. Is like, if my kids, like, if Sheldon and Marshall are on winter break, it's like, well, my life's gonna be fucking chaos for. You're like, my kids are on winter break, so there's gonna be no change in my daily routine. It's like, fuck you.
they're super chill all the time.
Yeah.
It never changes.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us. I hope that you all have a fantastic holiday season. I know we're going to. We're excited, like Jason said, to just take a little break and focus on family and just relaxing, refreshing, revitalizing. Hope you guys all do the same after this skirmish season and get ready for next year because we've got new content. We've got we're going to be talking and discussing sort of our layout and how we're going to, this is a surprise to Jason and Blake because I'm thinking that we need to maybe revamp a little bit of how we're doing things just to keep it interesting, keep it spicy. But yeah, we'll join you all January 4th for the live stream where we'll have, I'm sure, tons of announcements of what our goals are for the new year and have a happy holiday.
And it was
Festivus.
Sweden. I was one country off. It was Sweden.
It's
Sweden.
Europe. Like
Dory.
you said, any
Well,
European
a blonde.
country.
A blonde in Sweden. Why didn't we think that?
What'd you say?
Duh.
Blonde in Sweden.
You
Yeah,
said
a blonde in
Finland? You
Sweden.
said Finland?
Yeah.
So close.
So
Okay.
close.
Close.
I don't know if it's a country off. It's somewhere around
All right.
there. That
Peace.
region.
See you guys.